Hey, what's up, Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh's DSEN listeners? Hopefully, everyone is having a fantastic day wherever you are in the world. My name is Kevin Cameron. Welcome to another version of Soul Tape. We come to you every Tuesday direct from the Steel City, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the historic Hill District. And on the show with us today in the studio, directly across the broadcast table, he's the guy, Mr. Ken Craig. How's it going, Ken?
What's going on, Kev?
Hey,
it's Tuesday again.
It's Tuesday again.
We got some big things happening in the city of Pittsburgh. I
cut day. Can you say cut day?
Excited to talk about it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, some people don't have a job.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, but fortunately, some people do have a job.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to talk about them both. Some surprises too, Ken.
Some surprises.
Yeah, and everybody, we're talking about our Pittsburgh Steelers, and the NFL had to get to 53 on their active roster today. So we're here to talk about it. Also, there's an empty seat over here. All right, between myself and Ken, and it's been empty for a number of weeks, and it belongs to our guy, Mr. JT, James Taylor. So he's expected to join us today. So you'll probably see JT make a grand entrance.
As always.
As always, right? He'll make a grand entrance, and he'll skip through here or hop through here or roll through here. Well, whatever it is, Ken. We expect to have JT back. How long has it been?
Oh, it's been a few months, 2 months. No, about 2 months, hasn't it?
Somewhere between a month, 2 months.
Yeah.
And we don't have an official injured list here, right?
No NFI.
Yeah, maybe we should.
Yeah, we should.
Maybe we should.
We should.
So people will know, when he's in or when he's out.
Yeah.
But hey, we're happy to have him today, and like I said, he'll be with us here shortly. Now, if we let me just say this: we have a lot to talk about today. Of course, we mentioned the Steelers roster cuts. We'll talk about that the first segment here, and we do 30-minute segments here on Soul Take, and we move things around as we need to move things around. Also, we will also talk about a guy that won finally, and he won the FedEx Cup at Gauf's FedEx Cup, Mr. Tommy Fleetwood. So we need to talk about him and what went on with the FedEx Cup. And in the 6:30 time frame, which is the second segment, we will get into the U.S. Open tennis. And we will have two special guests, Joyce Scott and Joe Washington. And in the third segment, we will talk college football. This is, I guess, week one. They use week 0, which was last week. Week 1 is this week. And there's a big game that we need to talk about. I think actually a number of big games. We'll also talk Pittsburgh Pirates and Paul Skenes. Cy Young, we talked about it a little bit last week. We'll talk about it again this week. What is the possibility that the Pirates 8's Paul Skenes will win Cy Young? Major League Baseball playoff race will continue to keep you updated as far as that. And in the last segment, which would be the 7:30 time frame, we will talk WNBA. Steelers number 2 receiver still an issue. Okay, that's out there. And
Is it?
There's, yeah.
Is it still an issue?
It is still an issue. Yeah. been an issue for 2 years.
All right.
And then we'll go around NFL too as we talk about different trades that occurred or different cuts made, so on and so forth. So as you see, a full agenda as usual. Some announcements before we get the show rocking and rolling. Pittsburgh's DSEN, we're celebrating our 3rd year anniversary this month, and we'll be celebrating through the 31st. We have a contest out there. Everyone, please go to our website. You can win $50 a day throughout this contest period, throughout the celebration period. So
Our employees, are we
no,
eligible?
you're
Oh,
not
come
eligible.
on.
No. But you can tell your friends.
For a 50% cut, you can get
Yeah.
in.
Hey. Well, that's something that you all will have to work
Yeah,
out.
I'm a hustler, baby.
Yeah, I don't need to know about it. And we'll have some special programming going on as well. And we've been mentioning the last few weeks as well, the 2025 Step Out Walk, walking together to end diabetes. If you want more information on that, just text us and we'll make sure you get the information on that. Our guy, Emmanuel Key, is actually, he has a group he put together for this walk, for this cause that's very important to him. So yeah, if you would like to be a part of his team, come on and like I said, send us a text and we'll make sure you get all the applicable information. And then the last announcement that I would like to make, Pittsburgh's DSEN Soul Tape. We will do Pigskin Pick'em. And Pigskin Pick'em is where we'll do picks for every week of the NFL. And I'm the champion from last year. And I look forward to being the champion again this year. So if anyone wants some, just text us and we'll make sure you get the information. I'm going to try to remember to put it out there on the website too.
Yeah, we have to.
So people could join as they need to join. JT, make sure you tell your friends, your family. There's one contest the family can participate. Same thing with you, Ken. Welcome back, JT.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
And for our wonderful listeners, I was the first champion. So
Not at all.
2 years ago,
That wasn't the first time though.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Think about it. All right. So as you heard, everybody on the radio side, JT, James Taylor, he is back in the house.
He's back.
Like we said, he's off injured reserve, vacation, all that stuff. You have any vacations coming up in the near future? You do?
Actually, I have two. I have next Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be in Ohio golfing, and then
but you have
after that
on a Tuesday. Do you have one on a Tuesday?
Well, I'll go to Myrtle Beach the following week after that. So
on a Tuesday,
I'll be back on Tuesday.
Will you be here?
Yes.
Okay, so you're not missing any more time. Okay. Nothing scheduled.
Nothing scheduled.
Okay. We'll verify that, clarify that,
and
whatever.
The thing is, Kev, I thought I was supposed to be retired.
Okay. Okay.
But this ain't working out like it's supposed to.
Hey, everything you're mentioning, man, you're doing for fun.
No.
Yeah, you're going to golf. No,
No. I was driving too, remember?
Well, that's your choice, man.
Yeah, you were working hard though.
Yeah.
How am I going to pay for golf?
Yeah, I thought you were
and keeping the heat on at the house, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My grandkids. Well,
let's do this, man. Ken, can you share the question of the day, because I need to make sure I have all the applicable screens up.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, cool.
So here on Soul Take, as you know, every week we have a question of the day, and today's question of the day, today at 4 p.m., as we all know, and as we mentioned earlier, was Steelers cut down to 53. So today's question of the day: the Steelers cut their roster to 53. What was your biggest surprise? So call in. We'll have the question up on a YouTube chat as well, but tell us what your biggest surprise was. And I'm not going to answer just yet, but based on the socials out there, I think I know what the majority of the answers are going to be.
Because he might be related to me.
Who's that?
Rock Taylor.
He was gone a long time ago.
Yeah, but still, it surprised a lot of people, don't you think?
I was talking about today's.
I didn't see him all today. I was golfing.
Well, we talked about that, JT. We said we thought it would be very tough to actually make the roster with that particular group. So it wasn't a surprise. I think, to be honest with you, I think a lot of the guys that were let go had pretty good preseasons. James Pierre, since we're talking about it, I don't remember seeing him on the list for being cut. I'll have to go back and take a look. But either of you remember seeing James Pierre's name?
Yeah,
Was he cut?
I believe so. Yes.
Okay, I know Beanie Bishop Jr. was cut.
Yeah, he's cut.
Okay. So
I don't think they'll be unemployed too long because the season that they had, somebody's going to pick those two up.
Yeah, and and keep in mind too, we took 4 quarterbacks into the season, right? So we took 4 quarterbacks in. So Will Howard will probably revert to either IR. And we also took my goodness, Dante Kent, who's going to revert to IR as well. So a lot of times this process, and that's why they call it the initial 53-man roster,
yeah.
right? Because there's some finessing they have to do in order to get the actual, game 1 53-man roster. So most likely we'll see Dante Kent move to IR.
Well, I think they had to make those designations, if I'm not mistaken, already. So by 4 p.m.
The IR designations?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because it
believe
doesn't count against their
53.
man.
Yeah. So let's do this. I have the list right in front of me. The 6 wave players from today: defensive lineman DeMarvin Leal, and he was a 3rd round draft pick in 2022, fellas. And if you go back and you take a look at that 2022 draft, I think the first 3 picks are gone. Kenny Pickett, who was the number 1 draft pick, gone. Number 2 was the guy that's down in Dallas, George Pickens, right? Number 3 was the Marvin Leal. So all 3 picks from 2022. And I think that was Kevin Colbert's, the former GM. That was his last draft. So things from that draft, he didn't go out with the right bang, right? Not a good bang. He went out with a bad bang. Okay, so linebacker Iku Theoda was cut. Defensive backs, we mentioned Beanie Bishop Jr. and Sebastian Castro cut. Offensive lineman Dylan Cook. Wide receiver Keyshawn Williams. That's another one, fellas. I thought he played.
I thought he earned a spot on special teams.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. Defensive lineman. Okay, these are the ones waived, injured. Dominique Davis and wide receiver Brandon Johnson. I thought Brandon Johnson had a pretty good preseason as well. Defensive back Chuck Clark. That's a surprise, fellas. Free agent pickup. Okay, that played for Baltimore.
Yeah, he was on the street kind
and
of
the
pickup, though.
Jets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't surprise. I mean, we have a lot of people at that position.
Yeah.
But
But still, with his experience, I thought he had a better chance. And you're right, Ken. James Pierre
yeah,
was cut as well. And everyone, you might be thinking, why were these cuts made so late? Okay, with some of these players. I believe that some of these players they held on to because if they can trade them instead of releasing them, it'd be better to get value for some of these players like James Pierre. We're going to talk about the Steelers' number 2 wide receiver situation later on, but it was rumored that James Pierre could possibly be traded for one of the guys that the Steelers are actually looking at for the Raiders, Jakobi
Meyers.
Is it Meyers?
Yeah, Jakobi Meyers.
Okay. So he was rumored
I'll tell you what.
James Pierre was actually rumored as part of that trade.
If you paid attention to the Raiders at all in the last couple of years, Jakobi Meyers was more of a number one receiver, even more so than Devontae Adams.
Is that right?
Oh yeah, Jakobi Meyers. I
heard he played pretty good.
Oh, he's very good.
Oh, he's very good. Yeah. He would be a game changer. Like
Yeah,
he
he
would.
would.
He's a barometer type moving wide receiver. Aside, like on the other side of DK Metcalf, right? To have them two on the field is a big difference than just having a number one and then a few number threes.
Okay,
and one that comes to surprise me that's still. I mean, I don't particularly think he was as good as some of the guys that were let go because he had some miles on him too. Is Robert Woods?
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought he would get cut. Yeah.
You could tell, especially in the last game, he had a lot of playing time with the number threes. That was kind of writing on the wall for me. But the other, you could tell he's lost a step, right? I mean, the Robert Woods we knew, in Houston and Buffalo, totally different ball player. That's just part of the game, unfortunately. But if he was that player back then, he would have been an amazing number two. But it's not the same Robert Woods. One more note though, they did move oh my goodness. Our other cornerback.
Trice Jr.
They did move him to IR.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then offensive lineman Max Sharping cut. Running back Trey Sermon, which I thought had a really good preseason.
Yep.
Maybe he'll make the practice squad.
I hope so. I really do. I'd like to see him stay.
And then previous roster moves.
I'll tell you another one that surprised me, who I thought played pretty good in the first game, which to me was more meaningful than all of them. Daryl Porter.
Yeah, he's another one. He's on the list, as well as Deshaun Jameson, defensive back. That was cut as well. Defensive lineman Tyler Bogg, linebackers Mark Robinson, who is a vet.
Yep.
Julius Welshkoff, the German. I believe he's German anyway. I thought he played pretty good.
Yeah, and we had that roster exemption for him being our international player.
Yeah.
So I wonder if we're going to get another international player to hold that exemption roster spot.
I want to say, Ken, that might just be for preseason.
I thought it was all year, or maybe on the practice squad. I'm not sure, but
I'm not
interesting.
100% sure either. But it wouldn't surprise me if that's just for preseason.
Okay.
Offensive lineman Steve Jones, Aiden Williams, tight end JJ Galbraith, running back Lou Nichols, who I thought had a good preseason. Wide receiver Max Herman, another one I thought did well. Lance McCutcheon, special teams player. Well, we knew that this kicker was going to be cut from Pitt, Ben Sauls, right? Which I still believe is a very good kicker. So a team might scoop him up. And then punter, this was a surprise.
This one was a surprise.
Yeah, Cameron Johnston.
Yep.
And Ken, you and I, we talked about it. We thought
I thought
he
Cameron
would make it.
Yeah, I thought Cameron. I mean, the battle was so close.
Yes, it was.
Was so close that I think that Corliss Waitman has proven he earns a spot in the NFL. Period. Could we have moved Johnston? I guess not. It's
kind of hard to move a punter. Really.
Yeah, it is.
Really
I mean, even for a seventh, something, but I do know that someone. Or I know the 49ers just cut their punters as well. But, maybe did we make a call? I don't know. That's beside the point. I think with Johnson coming off of that big injury last year, also him carrying a $2 million salary, compared to Corliss Waitman,
they both just. I mean, like you said, make an argument for either one of them.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And for what we've had in the past, 5-6 years, the big upgrade.
But think about it, JT. Last year, you were saying you didn't like the punter. Last year, you said he wasn't kicking well, And we were sitting up here saying, we think he's doing pretty good. So he's even better. He's even better this year.
Yeah, I'm just saying, think about it. That's why guys get picked up and get kept, because they work.
Yeah.
They try to improve their craft where and it was a very visible difference.
It was. It was, which I was surprised, very much so. Let me slide this in here. Something I didn't mention, fellas. We are doing a fantasy draft, not a fantasy draft, but a fantasy show tomorrow. I think it's something to the effect. Let me bring it up because I want to make sure I quote it right. I just added it to the schedule
6 to 8
for everyone. Yes, tomorrow 6 to 8. However, I want to make sure I give the right name for it. Fantasy football fireside chat. So find out everything you need if you're a fantasy player out there. 6 to 8 p.m. tomorrow. We'll have our guy out of Philadelphia as well, Bill Beasley. He can't make it?
He can't.
He can't.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's in a.
Okay, so we'll hold it down. I missed that text.
Yeah, it just came through whenever
Did it?
whenever you're setting up the.
Should we put him on IR?
He's on IR. He definitely is.
Okay.
Just really quick, and I'm sorry to go back to this, but I was
Uh-huh.
looking up this stat. So per PFF, Corliss Waitman averaged a 4.84 second hang time on his punts this preseason. Yep,
Okay.
that was number 1 in the NFL.
Okay.
Cameron Johnston was at 4.2 second hang time on his punts, which was tied for 30th.
Wow.
So that's a big difference.
Big
Yeah,
difference.
when you
just
have
with that stat, but there's other stats. I don't have it right in front of me too. Inside the 20-yard line, Waitman was better. Net hunting yards, Waitman was better. Average punt distance, he was better. So yeah, he definitely earned the job. I thought I was actually done with these cuts, but I see I didn't scroll all the way down. Linebacker Kenny Wilkes,
Craig.
defensive back Cam Alexander, Quindale Johnson, Kyler McMichael, and Mickey Victor, all cut. On offense, offensive lineman Doug Nestor, Julian Pearl, quarterback Logan Woodside, running back Evan Hall, tight end Kevin Foch, and special teams long snapper Jake McQuaid. So he came in for one game anyway. Wow.
That's a good sign though.
Yeah.
Because that means our long snapper is going to be back.
Yeah, that's a good sign from that standpoint. And also, hey, he picked up a check as well. Now, just to go back to Robert Woods real quick, you guys realize that he was cut, but he's still going to make like $725,000.
Right, because we gave him a guaranteed like signing bonus, right? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. I'll go out
Heck
there.
yeah. Sorry.
I'll go out there for $725,000.
Heck yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So, hey, even though he got cut, he's still in pretty good shape. He's still in pretty good shape.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, who had every opportunity in the world, I think, to make this get himself no favors. Had a number of easy drop balls. Was Galbraith.
Yeah, coming into the season, I was excited
don't think he
to
would have
see
made
him.
the team either way.
Maybe not
with that tight end group.
Yeah, it is, but he had a chance
But
to
he didn't do
prove
himself no favors auditioning for another team.
Yeah.
So
I can buy that. I can buy that. Now,
but I'll tell you what, man, I like what I'm seeing though. I really like what I'm seeing on both sides of the ball.
Okay, cool. Are you too surprised that Connor Hayward made the team?
No, not at all.
No.
Okay, I'm not either. I'm
not. But that, to that point, JJ Galbraith was the only one that I could really see take his spot over. But Connor Hayward brings so much value to the special teams.
Yeah.
Right. He's around the ball constantly. And he's got good hands.
He's got good hands.
Yeah. I definitely didn't see him.
Probably the best on the team
in terms of
hands. Period.
Oh, we got DK
That
now.
was
We got DK.
I still say probably better than DK, to be honest with you.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, they're
You
both.
better not let DK hear that.
Yeah.
I'll tell him to his face.
You might have to step up on his table and look
Hit
at
me.
it. That's one of the biggest human beings I've ever seen.
Yeah, he is.
One
He is.
dude, and I'm happy about this one, right? Like
Right.
Scotty Miller.
Yeah.
He
Oh.
this
He
preseason
earned it.
he earned it.
Yeah, he
I'm
really
I'm
did.
I'm happy about him.
Well, you got to remember when you're under the tutelage of Tom Brady, and with Tom Brady's teams have gone through, and you got to remember Tom Brady's done it for years without like no super top notch receivers, and he just always came through, and the guy just showed that his work ethic got him to where he's at now. You're right. He deserves it.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So I know that you were mentioning moving players onto IR, right? And so do you feel like we're gonna roll with 4 quarterbacks, or do you think that Will Howard goes on to short-term IR?
I think short term. I'm looking now to see if there's anything out there. I'm not sure if you saw anything, Ken. As far as Will Howard and Tyler Skylar Thompson.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't see anything.
Skylar Thompson.
Yeah, he played himself into this position
Man.
as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
And
Would
he
you
has a gun.
would you have him as the backup versus Mason Rudolph?
Yes, without a doubt. Moves much better,
Yeah.
and he doesn't make a lot of mistakes.
Ken?
Yeah, I think that there's a comfort level and trust that the team has with Mason Rudolph, which is the reason why Skylar's not the backup.
Yeah.
In my
Per se.
perception, if we have, a situation happen and we need our backup quarterback to come in, and we have Skylar on the bench and we have Mason on the bench, it's only gonna be time before fans start booing Rudolph, right? Because they want Skylar to come in because of what he did in the preseason.
So yes or no?
I think
No.
Skylar deserves the back, and here's another reason why. You got to remember.
And then we got 30 seconds because we got guests coming up at 6:30.
Okay, but here's what I'm going to say. And Mason Rudolph picked the worst opportunities in the world to throw the interceptions that he threw. And it was like first series, second series each time. And if you see, he got yanked. So that has to be crushing to his confidence for the simple fact that you're supposed to play a quarter, 2 quarters. Skylar Thompson came in, and as soon as he came in, he's moving the ball up and down the field. So that had to be a little, that's another thing. It could be crushing to Mason Rudolph's sorry?
Go ahead.
It just could be an ego buster, you know what I mean? Like,
So I have one yes, one no. I'll break the tie when we get back.
All right.
All right. So we'll go ahead and take a break. And when we come back, we will have Miss Joyce Scott and Mr. Joe Washington on the line. Everyone should know it is tennis time here in the U.S., or I should say there in the Big Apple. The U.S. Open is going on, and I think we have it up on one of our screens anyway, but we'll talk to those 2 individuals in the next segment. And then the segment after that, at the 7 o'clock time frame, we will talk college football, everything going on there. Pittsburgh Pirates, Paul Skenes, can he win the Cy Young, MLB playoff race, all of that and more. So catch us on the other end.
Looking for a cost-effective way to help increase your company's bottom line? Look no further than Soul Pit Media. With our award-winning print, internet, podcast, and Soul Pit television options, we can help your business get to that next level. For more information, contact Craig Dodson at 412-407-7685. That's 412-407-7685. And let Soul Pit Media take you to that next level.
Business owners thinking about back-to-school promotions and replacing summer flavors with pumpkin? What about your taxes? Reduce your stress and tax liabilities by planning for tax time now with Cameron Professional Services Group. CPSG takes your goals, values, and visions to create a custom tax plan catered specifically to your business. We work closely with you to ensure that as your business grows and goals shift, so will your custom plan. Located in the Hill District in Pittsburgh, PA, CPSG is a CPA and consultant firm, providing services in accounting, auditing, tax planning and preparation, community development, and operational management. Call Cameron Professional Services Group today at 412-251-0607.
Have you had the Beat by Niche experience? Beat by Niche is one of the top makeup artists in the city of Pittsburgh. He's touched the face of Cardi B, Love and Hip Hop personalities, and various Steeler wives. If you have not sat in her chair, what are you waiting for? Visit beatbyniche.com to schedule your special makeover for all occasions, weddings, graduations, proms, photo ops, and more. Visit beatbyniche.com and experience the touch of excellence.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday jazz melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with the Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
All right, we are back. And fellas, I had us, our video was still on. We normally transition from the video
Joe, can
to
you hear me?
our you're on live. You're on live, Joyce. And Joe, that's why I say, hold on. That's
Silence or what?
you're
He's about to patch us in, so I didn't want to
no,
start talking.
you're on.
Well, you know,
That's
CoCo's
hold
playing
on.
at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, I know he's coming on.
You know what? Both of you, you're on. That's why I was saying hold tight.
Oh,
All right, so everybody, we're back as you hear and see, and live broadcast stuff like that happens when the red button is supposed to be on, but the green button is on for the audio, for the video, all that stuff. So, all right, so we are back live. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEN, and we come to you live every week from 6 to 8 p.m. My name is Kevin Cameron. JT is back in the house. James Taylor, Ken Craig right in front of me. He's back as usual in the studio. And we have two guests that you heard a little chatter from, Miss Joyce Scott, as well as Joe Washington. They're no stranger to Soul Take. When it's tennis time, when it's major time, we bring in the heavy hitters. And yeah, that's what we're trying to do. How's it going, Joyce?
I'm doing well. Very well, thank you.
Excellent. Joe?
Doing well as well.
Excellent.
Glad to be here.
Yeah, now I believe while the mic was still hot, you were talking about trying to hit some balls out at Highland Park.
Absolutely, was trying to get at it, but just took precedence, you know.
Yeah. And you know what? As I look over to my left, you two should be here. Joe, I know you've been in the studio, but Joyce hasn't joined us yet.
I know. I have to get there.
Yeah, this will be a good time to be here because we have the TV screens up. I see CoCo Gauf is getting ready to play. Is it Aja Tomajonovic?
That sounds good.
That sounds good. I'll go with it too. And then we have on one screen we have Naomi Osaka that's scheduled to play Greet Menin. If I said that right. And then on one screen we have Okano in the men's single, Okano versus Imanor. Did I get that right, Ken? And then we have Baptiste in another women's single. And let me see. Yeah, Haley Baptiste. She's playing Katerina Sanova. And
Hey, it's going pretty good.
okay, I'll roll with it, man. For sure. So let's do this. U.S. Open in New York, and what I'm trying to do, and I mentioned this earlier, or a few months ago. I've never been to a U.S. Open in New York, but next week is my week. Next week is my week. The Steelers play there on Sunday. We are going to New York City on Friday. And just let people know we'll still have people at our house. I don't want anyone trying to rob me. Okay. People will be home. We'll be home with a dog and a shotgun. So you can try it if you want. But yeah, I'm gonna try to get to the US Open on Saturday and then do the Stellar game on Sunday. So who's gonna still be alive from the women's draw on Saturday?
You talking about this coming week or the following week?
Next week, because right now,
Next week it'll be the finals.
Yeah, that'll be the
finals. That'll be the women's finals on next Saturday.
Okay, so
September
the
6th.
favorites is let me take a look at my list here. The normal favorites, right, for the women.
Yeah.
We have Iga. Is it Iga Świątek?
Yeah. He just like that.
Okay, and Aryna Sabalenka. Is that
Aryna Sabalenka, yeah.
Aryna Sabalenka. And then we have our homegirl, CoCo Gauff, that I mentioned earlier. I would think out of those three, one of the three, or maybe two of the three, should be there. Madison Keys went down like fire, I think it was yesterday. Venus Williams, 45-year-old Venus Williams is playing, and that's good because Aaron Rodgers is 41. So if she could get out there and ball at 45 on a tennis court, let's start there. Joyce, what did you think about Venus's performance yesterday, even though she lost?
I think Venus plays as well as she can play, especially at that age. And she felt good. She was healthy, and she gave it her all. So that's all you can ask for. She's playing someone probably half her age. So, I thought she did well. I mean, I was shocked even the last tournament she played in, she won her first round, which was great, but then she lost the second round. So we know she would only get so far anyway. But the fact that she's still out there trying, kudos to her.
Okay, playing somebody half her age, that's probably 90% of the field.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And singles at that.
All right. There was some match earlier today, too. I looked at the TV. I was like, it's this woman. This young lady, she looks like she's 15, 16 years old. And I had to Google her. And she's 24. And I'll have to think of her name, but I think she ended up losing earlier today. Well, but I'll find her name and share that with everyone. But what did you all think? I'll throw it over to Joe. Madison Keys losing in the
Uh,
first round.
yeah, won't say a soccer, but definitely disappointing. Yeah, especially because he had so many unforced errors. I mean, over 100. It was 3 sets, but still over 100 unforced errors and like 14 double faults. I mean, he basically beat herself.
Well, right, not to interrupt you, but she won the first set in a tiebreaker, and she was up 3-love in the second set. So she was 3 games away, basically, from winning the match, and ended up losing the whole match.
Yeah, but Joyce, again, you can be up all you want, and you know this: the last person who wins the last point is the winner of the match.
Well, I know.
You cannot give your opponent that many opportunities to beat you, because at that level you will get beat. I don't care who it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Naomi Osaka, she is scheduled to play. I'm trying to see if I could find the time here. 7 p.m.
7 o'clock.
7
Yeah.
o'clock. So
Mhm.
that's coming. And I hope she wins because I don't feel like hearing her cry. Okay. At least win one match. Come on. Is she ready to do something?
It's hard to tell. You know, you can't predict these things. They get out there, and I don't know who she's playing to. I'm not sure who she's playing tonight.
Greet.
I don't know who Naomi's playing, but what's her name?
Greet.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Greet Minute.
Never heard of her.
She's not ranked. Naomi is actually ranked number 23. It looks like.
Yeah. Naomi's 23, and this young lady she's playing is not seeded, or not ranked, so probably a little bit lower in the pool. She might have been somebody who's come out of the qualifier, because I don't even know that name. That name doesn't even ring a bell.
Right. Well, she could be ranked in the hundreds, whatever, but she qualified for the U.S. Open. So
Right.
the favor should go to Osaka, with her experience and everything else. But, we'll see.
Okay,
Who shows up tonight.
So who's the sleepers in the women's draw in the singles?
Ooh, sleepers. So not any of your favorites. You're talking about sleepers, right? True sleepers. Tell you the truth, Justine Pellini. I like her. I like her game.
Who again?
Jasmine
Pellini.
Mm-hmm. She's Italian.
She's Italian. Okay.
She looks black, but she's Italian.
Okay.
Yeah, I think she is partially. I think has some African heritage in her blood.
Got you. What you think, Joyce?
And when you think sleepers, what do you mean? You think somebody that's going to end up coming through?
Yeah, someone that no one is really expecting to win or even compete. Someone that's going to make some noise that people didn't expect to make noise.
Well, I kind of go with Joe. I like Pellini. I mean, she's a fighter. I mean, she doesn't give up. Matches you think she's out of, she ends up winning.
Yeah.
So she's a possibility. I was hopeful for Victoria Maboko. I don't know if you know about this young lady. She's from Canada.
Okay.
Have you heard of her?
I'm not familiar with her.
You've heard of her, haven't you?
Yeah, she's one of the younger.
19-year-old. Yeah.
Yeah, she's one of the younger.
18 years old. She's from the Congo, but her family moved to Canada in 1999, and now she's playing. She won the tournament they just played in Canada a couple weeks ago, and I thought she'd do well here, but she lost the first round.
And what's her name again?
Victoria, and it's MBOKO. Maboko.
MOBKO.
No, M.
No, but MB. Yeah.
Just M and then BOKO.
Got you. Okay.
Victoria.
Yeah. So
18 years old.
So possible sleeper, huh?
Well, no, because she's out already, unfortunately.
Oh, she's out already, but she impressed you.
Out.
She impressed you.
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely.
And she's 18 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I know the match I watched today. It was actually 6-4, 6-4, and it was Marta Kostyuk, and she's actually, and I might have butchered the name, but she's actually ranked number 27, and she beat Katie Bolcher. Not sure if you two are familiar with those two individuals, and Marta, I believe, is actually from Ukraine, if I'm not mistaken. But she played some real good tennis today. And then just to get back to the favorites again, and I'm going to start with one of the lower favorites to the higher favorites, CoCo Gauf. Any chance you can pull it off?
Oh, but she stopped double faulting after she did.
Yeah, she had serve
Double fault is
problems.
hurting her. Yes.
Yeah, serve problems, I hear.
Yes, she does. I'm nervous. She reminds me of when Serena would play every match. I would be a nervous wreck, hoping she wins. I'm rooting for her, but I will see.
Joyce, that's your girl. Joyce, that's your girl. I'm surprised you even on the ball.
True,
Now,
CoCo.
now,
Yeah.
now,
She is, but I get so upset, Joe. All those double faults. Come on.
I know.
with that, tennis is unique from a standpoint. Is very similar to baseball in a way. And what I mean by that, baseball, every ballpark, excuse me, every ballpark is different. You have the Green Monster in Boston. You have the short porch in right field at PNC Park. So my point is, based on your strengths, you can leverage your strengths. Okay. In tennis, you have hard court, you have grass, you have clay. Okay. With her serving issues, does one particular court benefit her versus another?
You mean the surface?
The surface, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think she does well on the hard court,
And this is hard court. The U.S. Open is hard court, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And then you have cement is different than hard court because you have clay.
Oh, thanks.
Okay.
No, they're the same. And no courts at that level are made with truly cement. So they call them hard courts because the surface is hard, yes, but it's not cement. And it's cushioned, sort of, but not like, super spongy. But, I mean, it's a technology, right? It's to protect the players. No different than, athletic fields for soccer and football. Not natural grass, but a synthetic that makes it better for the players. And tennis is no different.
Got you.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about Sabalenka and Świątek.
Wow. Those are probably two that are gonna be in the running for at least the semifinals, probably finals. Świątek, she was down. I think last time I was on your show, Kevin. She was having a hard time. Man, she's found a new gear in the last 6 weeks.
Yes,
7 weeks.
Okay.
And even if she's down in a match, somehow you let her back in, she finds a way to win. But she's playing well. Sabalenka, she's up and down too, even though she's the number one player in the world, But she can get 3 people. Who did she play, Joe? The last tournament, I mean, she lost like 1 and 2 or something. I'm trying to beat her.
And that was in one of the warm-ups coming up to the U.S. Open.
Right.
And I'm forgetting where she was.
Yeah, so she can be, hot, excellent, play well, and then in the next match, she played lousy. So.
And you're talking about Świątek?
Sabalenka.
Okay, Sabalenka.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Świątek is probably the favorite. She's even though she's the second seed in the tournament, she's probably the favorite right now because she's playing the most consistent tennis.
And not only that, that last tournament that she played in, she won. So that's what her ranking went up. So that's how she got to become number 2, and CoCo dropped to number 3.
Right. Okay. That is true.
Okay. So just from a local standpoint, Jessica Palenka, I saw. She actually won her first round match as well.
Jessica who?
Uh, Pagula. Thank you, Pagula.
Oh,
Okay. So she won
yeah.
his 6-love to
Yeah.
6-4.
All right.
So yeah, it was actually good to see her win, and she moves on, and she'll play tomorrow, which is Wednesday at 1:30 p.m. And I'm glad I don't have to convert the times like the other tournaments. You know, when they play the Australian Open and over in Wimbledon and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, 1:30 is 1:30. All right, so she plays at 1:30 tomorrow against Lankova, if you're familiar with Lankova. And Pagula, she's actually the number 4 ranked tennis player in the world. So in this particular tournament anyway. And that's pretty good. So that tells me she has a chance to win as well.
Yeah, she's not as consistent and not as strong as the Świątek. She just has to find her way. She can be there in 1 minute and she can be out the next. And her fight isn't as deep as some of these other ladies on the tour.
Okay, cool. And for those of you out there, if you would like to text, if you have any questions, if you would like to call in regarding the U.S. Open, please do so. I do have a couple of texts here, and it's just talking about some of the comments I made. So we're all good. No tennis, no tennis questions yet. I'll keep those comments, the text that I received to myself. All right.
Yeah, but I'm surprised you didn't bring up what happened around the serious meltdown with Daniil Medvedev.
With the tennis racket.
Oh, not just the tennis racket, with commentary, with crowd out of control, with the USTA taking the press credentials from one of the photographers. I mean, it was a mess.
Okay, so let's wrap up, and that's on the men's side, right?
Yeah, that was on the men's side.
Okay,
yeah.
so let's go ahead and wrap up the women's side. Now, who do you two like? I'm not going to ask JT or Ken because they don't know. I want to ask you two.
Gonna win?
Yeah.
I'll let Joyce go first.
Well, I don't like her, so don't quote me on that.
Okay.
But I have a feeling Świątek's gonna win on the women's side. And on the men's side, I say Sinner, because I don't know if Sinner's playing out of his mind.
Jannik, centers. Okay. You know, people are trying to call me, and I'm trying to do a radio show. Call the right line, please. I'm not sure who's trying to call, interrupting us and everything. Okay, you're calling on the text line. We would love to have you call in. The phone number is 412. Go ahead, JT.
213-8995. Again, that's 412-213-8995.
So call that number, please. But where were we? Oh, Joe was about to let us know who his prediction was.
Yes, I have to agree with Joyce on the women's side right now. Świątek just looks too strong. She's too consistent. She's overpowering her opponents, and she's found her confidence again. So I think, I won't say lights out or hands down, but she's definitely odds-on favorite.
Okay. And let me see here. So tell us, Joe, as we go over on the women's side, on the man's side, about the incident you just got done talking about.
All right. Well, Daniil Medvedev, he was down 2 sets to none, almost about ready to lose the match. It was actually match point. It was his opponent was serving. It was the second serve, and unfortunately, one of the cameramen, I can call him camera photographer, who has press credentials, actually walked on the court in between the first and the second serve because he said one of the officials told him he could do that, and he wanted to go down to where in the photographer booth where they take photos. He was thinking that the match was either over or points were done. I guess he didn't understand tennis or he wasn't paying attention. and he walks out in between the first and the second serve, which, I mean, that's like, in football, you walking out as they're breaking the huddle, about ready to run a play, right? And it's just unbelievable. So the chair umpire tells him, stop, get in, back up, do whatever. He just disobeys and walks on the court. And then Daniil Medvedev just basically melts down.
Yeah, I saw the
He
melt.
lost it. Yeah, and he has some. I won't say he has, right? Well, these guys can do whatever they want to do. They get paid a lot of money and they get fined a lot of money because of their attitude and their behavior. But the problem, he really got really salty is when the chair umpire says, "Okay, you get a first serve." After 6 minutes or so, well, more 6 minutes. Probably at that time it was only 3 minutes had gone by. What was going on, with all the crowd and him touching at the ref and asking the ref, you look scared. Are you really a man? I mean,
Wow.
it was
Wow.
it was bad. It was bad. It was
Yeah,
bad.
I just saw him beating the racket a number of times, but I didn't get all that initial story that you indicated as well. So yeah, that is crazy. Now, what did they do to him?
Oh, what happened? Yeah. Yeah, he's going to get a huge fine, one. But two, he finished the match. He lost the match in 5 sets, though, which was crazy because he wound up winning that third set after he was down a match point, wound up winning the next 2 sets, won the third set, and then turned around won the 4th set and lost in the 5th, which is crazy, but he's now out of the tournament. He's going to receive a huge fine. His sponsors, probably many of his sponsors are going to probably, some of them are going to pull their sponsorship from him. So
Wow.
he's in a world of, I won't say a world of trouble, but it's going to be a little interesting for him.
Yeah, I would say. Now, on the men's side, the favorites are Jannik Sinner and Carlos Jannik,
Alcaraz.
and Carlos
Jannik
Alcaraz.
Yeah. So those are your top seeds, right? And it's hard to bet against either one of them. But somebody who I would love to see make some real noise deep in the tournament is Ben Shelton.
Okay.
Yeah. Ben is a young 22-year-old, strapping American who is coming. And he's coming in a big way.
African American, right? African American.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And where's Ben from?
Ben grew up down in that Atlanta area. His dad was a coach at Georgia Tech. His dad was a former professional tennis player. And so he grew up in that Georgia area. But of course, I think he's in Florida now.
Okay, got it. So who do you like to win it all? On the men's side?
It's hard to bet against him. It's hard to bet against him because he's so consistent right now, and he's again odds-on favorite. It's his weight.
Is Ben Sheldon the top American?
No, Taylor Fritz is actually the top American. He's seeded 4. Then Ben Shelton is seeded 6.
And Fritz is what again?
Number 4.
Number 4. Okay. Those outside chance. I mean, I can't remember the last time an American won a major, but I know it's been some time on the men's side.
Oh, on the men's side, it's been quite a number of years. Probably Andy Roddick was probably, and that goes back a ways.
Okay, so who are you going with again, Joe, did you say?
I'm Sinner. Jannik Sinner probably will be odds on favorite.
Got it. And Joyce, did I hear that you're going with Alcaraz?
No, I said Sinner.
So both of you are going with Sinner.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we'll see. I mean, I would love to see Ben. Like you said, they keep saying this is his time because he's playing well, and the crowd's behind him. Of course, he's an American, so we'll see.
There you go. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap things up from a U.S. Open standpoint, but I do want to allow each of you at least 30 seconds to give a plug as far as what you're doing in the community, the greater Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania community. And Joyce, I'll let you go ahead and go first.
What am I doing in the community? Well, our club, we just had a very successful free tennis clinic. And we had over at least 100, and I'm not exaggerating, 150 people every week. So it was very
Wow.
successful. We gave out scholarships again this year to high school students that are going to college, And I think our next thing we're going to do, we're probably going to have our annual food drive and Steeler party in December. So I'll keep you posted on that.
Yeah, definitely do that. Appreciate it. And Joe?
All right, yeah, and as the executive director for Inner City Junior Tennis Program, we just completed our summer program as well, and didn't quite have the numbers that Highland Park had, but we don't shoot for big numbers, but we shoot for smaller numbers because we only deal with kids with a student athlete age 5 to 18, so a little bit different audience. But again, we will start back the program at the Melon Bubble in October. I think it's October 3rd. It's on a Friday night, 6:30. So if you have student athletes looking to improve their game or looking to just start their tennis career, feel free to bring them out. 6:30 to 7:30 for the beginners, and 6:30 to 9 for the folks that are competing in either high school and or United States Tennis Association matches.
Excellent. And as you heard, everyone, both Joyce and Joe on the men's side, they're going with Jannik center. Okay. And he started off on the right foot, won the first round match, 6-1, 6-1, 6-2 over Core Riva. And his next match is actually on Thursday. Looks like August 28th against Oberon. I'm not sure if you two are familiar with that particular tennis player, but hey, I'm gonna follow your lead. So I'm gonna be following center as well as Świątek on the women's side, as well as Sabalenka. So thank you to both of you for coming on, giving us some tennis knowledge. And you two know when it's tennis major time, I'll be in touch.
And one thing you kids said, you're going to New York, and if you're going on September 6th, you would be going to the final. And that's the women's final is on Saturday, and the men's final is on Sunday.
I'm glad you went back to that, Joyce. You're good. So I'm gonna have to come out of my pocket a little bit. It sounds like, huh?
For finals, you will, because that'll be on Arthur Ashe Stadium.
Yeah.
It's prime time. It's at 4:00. So
I'm gonna make it worth it.
Well, and hopefully CoCo will be in the final, but you never know. I would be so happy if she was.
Yeah, I'll send you all pictures. Be ready. All right. So we'll let both of you go. And again, thanks a lot.
Thank you for having me. Thanks.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Talk to you later.
All right.
Bye. All right, fellas. So there you go. The U.S. Open. Like I said, is going down right now in the Big Apple. And that was a good summary of what's going on both the men's as well as the women's side. And we're running a little behind from a break standpoint. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break. And let's see if we could do this thing right this time. I'm going to go ahead while I'm thinking about it, transition over to our static advertisement, I guess. And when we come back, what we need to do, we need to talk college football, Pirates, Paul Skenes, Cy Young, and the MLB playoff race. So we'll do all of that and more when we return.
Pittsburgh, it's an old school party. Yes, each Saturday we throw it back with some of the best old school music, funk, R&B, old school, rap, hip hop, and all the jams that make you move and dance. Yes, check it out. Each Saturday, right here on Pittsburgh's DSEN. All the old school jams, 6 to 11 p.m.
Pittsburgh, have you seen our Sunday radio schedule? Ooh, it is lit. Start the day off with our Sunday gospel music from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. It will inspire you and have you praising the Lord. Then from 3 to 8 p.m., we bring you Sunday Jazz Melody for all the jazz lovers. Then cap off the night with The Quiet Storm from 8 to 11 p.m. to hear the best smooth, romantic, and soulful R&B sounds of yesterday and today. All that each Sunday on Pittsburgh's DSEN, the place for soul.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Soul Take on Pittsburgh's DSEM. My name is Kevin Cameron, sitting here with JT James Taylor, as well as Ken Craig, and we're a little behind from a screen standpoint. JT is looking. JT is looking at the screen like, why aren't we up yet? Yeah. So the live feed actually runs behind just a little bit. But yeah, we're having fun here talking sports. So far, we talked about the Stiller roster cuts, the first segment, which was 6 to 6:30, and then we got into the U.S. Open tennis. And again, we thank Joyce Scott as well as Joe Washington for joining us to give us everything going on from a tennis standpoint. Now, what we need to do, let's go back to the question of the day. Ken gave us the question of the day before the first segment. And the question of the day is, the Steelers cut their roster to 53. What was your biggest surprise? Did you answer that, Ken? Not yet.
No, I did not. But I'll jump into it right now if you if you can give me just a second here to make a point. I think looking at it, what was the biggest surprise? I think it's, in my mind, I think it's the cornerback, right? I think that maybe, I know we've had a lot of transactions this year. I know we've had a lot of movement, a lot of players leave, a lot of players come in, but the ability that we were able to cut Beanie Bishop, I think that says more about where our cornerback room is, or our defensive back room, not just our cornerbacks, but our defensive backs as a whole, where we're at today compared to last year. That we have the luxury to move on from someone like Beanie Bishop, who, as a rookie, Beanie did okay. He had some rough games. He definitely had some rough games. But looking at this year with having, Juan Thornhill, Darius Slay, Jalen Ramsey, Joey Porter Jr., Deshaun Elliott, Brandon Eccles, Miles Killebrew, right? Whereas last year we went into it with, Deshaun Elliott, Jalen Elliott, Minka Fitzpatrick, Beanie Bishop, Dante Jackson, DeMonte Casey, Miles Killebrew, JPJ, Darius Rush, and Corey Trice Jr. So I think to bring my point back, as I am surprised that we moved on from Beanie Bishop Jr., I'm actually, like, when I compare last year's defensive back room to this year's defensive back room, I'm surprised we were able to make that big of an impact and have the luxury to be able to move on from somebody like Bishop.
Got it. JT, you're surprised?
Well, my surprise to me, like I said earlier, is Daryl Porter Jr. And you can tell the guy has football mind. I think one of the things that might have hurt him a little bit is size, being at 5'10" and 185 pounds.
Okay.
You're going to be playing corner. A lot of these receivers these days, you're talking 6'5", 6'6". Sometimes is, like their number one receivers.
Yeah.
You go through the NFL and look at their number one receivers, they're big guys.
Which he probably wouldn't be watching them anyway.
Well, but I'm just saying,
yeah,
a lot of teams have those two 6'4" and 6'3" and 6'5" guys. But I mean, that to me was the surprise cut. I think he should have been more so, maybe even if he clears whatever, and I think he will be brought back on the practice squad. But I think the kid has enough talent to just I think his movement is only going to go upward. I'm trying to say, and I think he should have been given more of a shot.
Got it. Cool. I'll give mine's next segment. So let's move on to college football, fellas. College football. What?
You waiting for more cuts to come down or
No,
something?
I'm trying to catch the schedule up. I don't want to filibuster
Football?
into college football, man. We need to move on. There's a big game this week, JT.
Penn State versus Nevada.
Yeah.
And the last time I looked, Penn State was 44-point favorites.
Yeah. They are.
So there'll be an
44.
upset. What will happen in
like when Northern Illinois beat Notre Dame last year.
There you go. But what will
In
happen?
Notre Dame.
What will happen in Happy Valley if James Franklin goes out and lay an egg?
I'll be
Would
moving
he
my
be
kid
fired
back
next-
out.
Would he be fired on Sunday or what? So yeah, Penn State is number 2 in the country. That's the AP top 25. They should blow Nevada out. But the game of the week is Texas going into
Ohio State.
Ohio State.
The horseshoe.
Number 1 Texas versus number 3 Ohio State in Columbus. And Texas is the underdog, fellas.
Even at number 1.
Even at number 1.
Well, that's a venue that you just don't go into, and whether you're under, no, that's just like back in the day when you went to Miami.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care if Miami was ranked 4th and you were ranked 1st.
Yeah,
playing in Miami was a very, very.
So, are you trying to say this is a setup? I mean, this is.
I'll tell you what.
This is a preseason poll. What I'm saying.
I lived in Columbus when Vince Young came into Ohio State and beat Ohio State. Okay.
So you don't think it's a setup? I'm
No,
saying from a poll standpoint.
I think Ohio State is going to beat them, and I don't think Arch Manning has enough under his belt.
But
you're not understanding what I'm saying, JT.
I don't.
You're not understanding what I'm saying. I'm saying this is a setup from the AP poll standpoint, because you just said you feel as though Ohio State is going to beat Texas. So this is the first poll of the year, and if they felt that way, they should have Ohio State number 1.
Right. So you're saying, is this a way for Ohio State to get a big win early in the year? Right.
A setup. Is it a setup?
Yeah. Personally, I mean, I haven't seen Ohio State play yet. Obviously, none of us have. But Texas, they're good.
I understand
they're good.
I understand they're good, but at the same, how much better are they than last year? You don't know because we haven't seen them.
Yeah.
Okay. And like I said, the only reason why I'm saying that is because I haven't seen Arch Manning against top tier teams this.
Yeah, sure.
So we'll see that game.
The defending national champions
at 12 p.m. And then we have Clemson. This should be a good one too, versus LSU, and that's a 7:30 game. Clemson is number 4 in the country.
Yeah.
So LSU is number 9.
I want to point out that these 2 games, all Steeler fans should be paying attention to these 2 games. LSU has a quarterback that's going to be in the draft next year.
State has a quarterback that's going
to. Clemson has the number 2 quarterback that I believe is the number 2 quarterback in the draft next year. Penn State, as well as possibly Texas. Right, if Arch decides. So we should all be paying attention to these teams. LSU, LSU, Penn State, Texas.
So for
Clemson,
is Klubnik.
Klubnik.
He's the quarterback for Clemson. So
he is a very good quarterback.
Okay.
Very good.
Is he the one that ran? They were behind here in Pittsburgh against Pitt, and he ran it in for a touchdown.
I couldn't answer that question. I know he came in. He was a backup 2 years ago. Well, I think actually last year he came in. Last year was the ACC championship game MVP.
Yeah.
Offensive Player of the Week,
Okay.
Offensive Player of the Year, or U.S. Army Player of the Year. Sorry.
Yeah, so I just brought it up from last year. Clemson 24-20 over Pitt, and Klubnik went. Is it Klubnik?
Yep.
It went 27 for 41, 288 yards, 2 TDs, and in the fourth quarter, yep, he ran a 50-yard TD
There it is.
for
He is a
the winning score.
good quarterback. Threw for 36 touchdowns and 6 interceptions last year.
On that run, was there a discrepancy on last year? Remember, if I'm remembering correctly, if there was a discrepancy on that touchdown run into the game. Oh, but anyway, but here and the other thing, like you were saying, now look at where these teams finished last year.
Okay.
Okay, and look where they're starting at this year. So, what? I mean, Ohio State. Ohio State is known for what? Running backs,
Wide receivers.
wide receivers.
Yep.
LSU, wide receiver university there. Penn State, defensive backs, linebackers. Linebacker U. And Texas, they have a lot of players that are running backs. So these 4 teams right here are going to be a good portion of what you see looking at the draft for those 4 positions: quarterback, wide receiver, defensive backs, linebackers, and
Quarterbacks.
Quarterback, wide receiver.
Oh, we'll see. Penn State and Ohio State, they really don't produce many quarterbacks. So,
I mean, they produce quarterbacks, but I don't.
Drew
Ohio
Alger.
State and Penn State, they're not known for. That's why I said
They're more linebackers, right?
Yeah, they don't really produce
Clemson,
quarterbacks. is what
Clemson
I'm
produces
saying.
quarterbacks.
Well, but they have Drew Aller, who's projected
Yes.
to be a top.
Yeah, I'm just
top
talking
pick.
about from a historical player standpoint. Okay, so there's another big game. And by the way, Georgia is number 5. They play Marshall. That's not the game that I'm referring to, but there's Notre Dame that is at Miami. And that game is actually on Sunday, if I'm not mistaken, at 7:30. Is that a Sunday game?
That's a Sunday game,
Yeah.
7:30 p.m. That's going to be the last.
So it's
the last big Sunday game before the NFL season starts.
Exactly.
Yep.
And
it's NFL time.
My
but
nephew will be playing in that game.
And your
Micah
nephew-
Gilbert,
Okay.
wide receiver, Notre Dame, number 14.
Does he start?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Number 6 is Notre Dame, and number 10 is Miami. So that's something to look forward to. Oregon is number 7, and they're going up against Montana State. And then Alabama, who I can't stand, they're number 8, and I can't stand Notre Dame either, or Ohio State. I have to say that every chance
Michigan,
I get.
they're in the top 10, aren't they?
Florida State.
No.
They're playing Florida State.
Michigan's 14.
14? I thought.
Alabama is playing Florida State.
Yeah, it's LSU and Miami round out to 9 and 10.
Okay, and then let me see. Unless there are some notable games here, you don't have to go through the total top 25. Did I miss anything, fellas, as far as notable games?
Yeah. CoCo Golf's down 1
Okay. In the U.S. Open.
in the U.S. Open.
All right. Yeah, I don't think I missed anything
No,
from a
I don't think
notable
so.
game standpoint. Now, let's talk about the city game. I was told that I'm not supposed to call the city game the city game. I'm
Brawl.
going to call the city game in. Backyard Brawl is Pitt, West Virginia. City game is Pitt, Maine.
Okay.
Okay. So, I mean, that should be a blowout, right? Over at Acrisure Stadium.
Well, when you say blowout,
4 games.
you can never
4 TDs or more.
Yeah, but you can never trust Pitt. I remember Pitt lost to Youngstown State. Remember Pitt? I mean, they've lost a number of supposed to be wins, and I just don't know what to expect out of Pitt.
Yeah, it better be a blowout. So that game is at 12 p.m. on Saturday, the same time, if I'm not mistaken, as that Ohio State Texas game. So I guess I'll have to have my iPad and watch it in the press box as I watch the Pitt Duquesne game.
Where you
Now,
get the YouTube split,
there you go.
YouTube, we are looking for advertisers, so please feel free to reach out to us.
I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, these local games, we're talking about everybody. We're going to bring you all the content that we can bring you and put it out there on YouTube. We're smashing YouTube from a content standpoint.
Yeah, over 30,000 subscribers
Over
now.
30,000 subscribers.
The
So,
button.
yeah, I need to hit the button there, JT, if I can find it. There you go. Never too late. Never too late. So, yeah, we need to keep it rolling. So, when we talk about these local games, the Steelers, the Pirates, the Penguins, Pitt football, Pitt basketball, we put it all out there on our YouTube channel, and you'll only know if you're a subscriber, right? You'll get a notification that new content is out there, and then you can join us here on our weekly Tuesday show as well. Matter of fact, we mentioned our NFL fantasy show. That's tomorrow, 6 to 8. Tune in for that as well. The great thing about it, if you can't catch it live, like many people do already, they watch the recording later.
Yeah.
So
and
that's
that's great. Yeah. Don't, the only difference is, when we're live, you can call in, you can chat with us live. We're here for you, but yeah, if you can't make it, we completely understand. Go ahead and every recording is up to rewatch.
All
And
right.
if you really want that expertise, call me.
Yeah, call JT.
Call me while I'm in the studio.
And tell him he's wrong. Tell him he's wrong. There's another local game, and I love to see these local games, fellas, even though they should be blowouts, right? I have two alma maters going down in the college ranks on Saturday. One is Pitt. Pitt should handle that. The other one is Robert Morris. Okay, Robert Morris is traveling down to West Virginia to play West Virginia. I would think West Virginia would blow them out. What's going on in the tennis world?
2-0 in the first set.
CoCo?
No.
She's down.
She's down 2-0.
She'll come back. Matter of fact, there's a Pirate game tonight as well that we need to talk about.
Cards?
Yeah, against St. Louis. The second game against St. Louis. But getting back to football, like we talked about with these local games, let's please go out and support these teams. Even though it's going to be a blowout, I think it's fantastic. And I've always said, if I ever were governor of Pennsylvania, I would make it mandatory for Pitt and Penn State to play.
Yep, absolutely. Mandatory, hands down.
I would say if you want state funding, okay, you're going to play because it's for the good of the state. It's not.
Yeah. I mean, and if you think about it, a lot of news networks considers Penn State like a local team. I mean,
sure.
They talk about Penn State, West Virginia, Pitt when it comes to football.
Yeah,
so.
we sure do. I mean, we consider Penn State a local team. We're going to be covering them this year. And to have that rivalry, I want to say rebuilt, right? Because there's no rivalry now. You can't have a rivalry with a team that you don't play.
Right.
Right. That's like if the Steelers and Ravens were separated, or the Steelers and Browns were separated.
If Cleveland packs up in the middle of the night and moves to Houston.
Yeah.
Or something crazy like that.
Or San Diego or something.
It's been done before.
It's been done before. But I mean, it was basically local.
But I want to see them play. Same as Pitt and West Virginia. I'm glad that's back.
But the
backyard
brawl
should be every year, period. Right. And I also do believe that to take it a step further, that some of these conferences should have more regional divisions, right?
It's all about the money now.
Yeah,
to
maintain
it's really
those
all
rivalries.
about the money.
College football rivalries, there's nothing.
Yeah, I agree. And to be honest with you, you can make more money with the Penn State. I know Penn State, they're going to make their money anyway when they have that extra home game, right? But overall, I believe they'll make even more money, if they bring a big program in like Pitt that is an historic rival. Everybody will just be better off. But let's transition before we get into our last break and talk about the Pittsburgh Pirates. We mentioned that they played tonight against St. Louis. And you know what? Before we go too far, you said you like Ohio State.
Yes.
Who do you like in that Ohio State Texas
Oh,
game?
Texas.
You like Texas?
Mhm.
I'm going with Ohio State. So
Who's the quarterback?
For Ohio State? I don't know.
You don't know. See, you guys don't even know.
Yeah, it just seems like Ohio State.
Wow.
And
Who
I
do you
don't
think
even
it
like
is?
Ohio State, but seems like
All
they
right.
win one way or the other.
Yeah.
We need to set up a Pittsburgh's DSEN like top 25 pick 'em for college football.
On top of what we're doing with the NFL?
Yeah, why not? Just top
Okay.
25.
Top 25. Interesting. All right. Something we can talk about.
I'll look into it.
Okay.
I'll
All
get
right.
my
Gotcha.
people on it.
All right. So so the Pirates are 57-75. Switch those numbers around.
Yeah.
Right? Switch those numbers around. So last in the National League Central, they're in St. Louis for the second game of the series. JT, I think we had a conversation yesterday or a couple of days ago, and you said the Pirates are playing pretty good ball right now. And I told him, I said, JT, calm down. We just beat Colorado, the worst team in baseball. But go ahead.
Okay, so take a look at our last 20 games.
Yeah.
As opposed to the 20 games before that. And you'll see a much more improvement in scoring.
True. True.
More wins. They're taking 2 out of 3 or 3 out of 3. Think about it.
About that.
And I'm just saying, I'm talking about
they have been scoring better. I'll give you that. Just lost a series against Toronto before sweeping Colorado, so they lost 2-1, and then they lost another series to Chicago 2-1, and then they got swept by Milwaukee 3 games. So they've been doing a better job scoring, but they've been losing series. Now, someone who's been balling, I think he might have had one bad game, probably the last 10 outings is Paul Skenes. Okay. He continues to be dominant for the Pirates.
Oh.
And we talked to Paul Skenes. He pitched on Sunday against Colorado. He went 7 innings, I believe.
8 Ks.
Yeah. He really did a good job. And we talked to him about Cy Young. How much does he think about the Cy Young? Said pretty much can't get away from it. One question I did want to ask him that I didn't have a chance to ask him was, how important is it to him? Maybe the next time we talk to him, I'll ask him how important it is to him that he could have a winning record if he wins the Cy Young.
He'll be the first one to do it on a losing team, won't he?
I don't know.
I think he'll be the first pitcher to ever win a Cy Young on a losing team.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about just on a losing team. I'm talking about his record, his win-loss record. I think he's like 8-9 right now, if I'm not mistaken. So he's close to getting to 500. Me personally, I would like to see him have a winning record because he's been having a dominant season.
Yeah, but that doesn't fall on him. Real. I mean, you think about it.
No.
If you can't score runs,
no. Yeah. I agree.
Stop it. I mean, you can't stop teams from scoring runs on you. It's not just the pitching,
right?
But what is he? He has the best ERA since 1920. Since 1920. That's 105 years ago, right? That's pretty damn good. If you don't deserve a Cy Young after that, I mean, I don't even think it was called Major League Baseball back then.
Yeah, I didn't know he had the best. You're saying ERA?
Was it is ERA 19?
I can look it up.
Yeah,
I think
I didn't hear that. I know he has a dominant ERA. That's
I
why
want to say
he's a Cy Young
I want to say
candidate.
it's.
And
I think I'm pretty sure that's what I saw, but something, whatever he's doing, like I said, he can make history if I'm not mistaken by being the first Cy Young winner on a losing team.
yeah, and so I just would like to see him have a winning record overall. So yeah, right now his win-loss record is 8-9. He has a 2.07 ERA. He was under 2 for at a certain time during the year, but right now he's at 2.07. And I'm not sure if you found out anything else.
I did not know.
So I think he has a good chance to actually win the Cy Young. So we'll continue to watch what is going on from a Major League Baseball standpoint. Is getting real close, fellas, from a playoff standpoint. Milwaukee, who is leading the National League Central right now as well. I believe they still have the best record in baseball, if I'm not mistaken. Um, they've been playing really good ball. I'm going to pull it up here in a minute as well, just so I could validate that that is the case. Milwaukee, 82 wins, and that is the best record in baseball. So they lead the National League Central. You know what a good race that's going on right now in the American League, that American League East. Toronto, Boston, and the New York Yankees. That's a good race. Toronto is leading that by 5 games over Boston, and Boston is ahead of the New York Yankees by 5.5 right now. So if things stay that way, Boston, New York, they will be part of the wild card chase. Detroit looks like they'll probably wrap things up in the American League Central, 10.5 games up on Kansas City. Detroit, they've been balling all year. Houston, the Cheaters, they're leading. They're leading the American League West over Seattle, 1.5 games. So that is real tight right now. You have something, JT?
Paul Skenes
Okay.
comes out to a 1.99 ERA. If you're wondering how notable it is, it's merely the best anyone's done in their first 46 starts since the start of live ball era in 1920. He's the only starter in the last 105 years to kick off a career like this with an ERA under 2.
Okay, so that was in the first 46 games. So now
46 starts, yes.
46 starts.
But
Okay.
and when we're talking about a winning record, when are they lost?
What's that?
When are they lost?
What do you mean?
Yeah.
When does he get in his losses? Like why is he 8-9
The,
and not 9 and 8?
if I can understand your question, I think what happened to Paul Skenes is just like Mitch Keller. Okay. When they pitched earlier, I would say probably the first 60% of the season, they weren't getting the run support.
Well,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, how many
Yeah.
times was Paul Skenes pulled out in the 6th inning after throwing, a
Right, that
single
too.
hit,
Right.
or throwing a game where there's a single hit, no runs, and then the bullpen gives up one or two
Yeah,
runs and they lose the
exactly.
game.
That's the point I'm trying to make.
Yeah,
JT,
yeah.
here's the deal. I know it's not his fault that he has a losing record.
Right.
I would just like to see him have a
I
winning
think-
record if he wins the Cy Young. That's all.
Yeah, and I don't think the
I
winning.
just think it'll look good.
I mean, to be
Yeah.
honest, it from what I'm reading and what I'm looking at, wins have been a huge determining factor in the Cy Young votes up until fairly recent.
Yeah.
Right. So long time ago, yes, maybe they were a big factor, but up until recently, they have not been as big of a factor because of how they structure games
Yeah.
now, right?
Yeah.
And how they keep track of those things.
It's a lot to it, and that's one stat. Like you said, that's more of a team stat than an individual stat. I think it's more important as a starting quarterback versus a starting pitcher.
Yep.
I really do. All right,
But
so
it does say, and I didn't want to quote this because I don't know like the actual stats behind it.
mhm.
But based on calltothepen.com, MLB history, winning the Cy Young Award with a losing record. Only one time in MLB history has a pitcher won a Cy Young, but posted a sub 500 record. That is for the specific pitcher's record.
Right.
That is
Yeah.
not for the team record.
Okay,
So
so
just
it's
so
the
you
pitcher
know that.
record.
Yeah.
So that's why that adds more fuel to the fire.
Right.
For that. All right, so just finishing up Major League Baseball. We talked about Milwaukee. They are 5.5 games up on Chicago. In the East, National League East, Phillies are leading the New York Mets by 6. And then in the West, we have the Dodgers, and this is a good race over San Diego by 1 game. If we didn't mention any teams, they are going for the wild card. And let's see, Ken. Last week, the Pirates were still part of the wild card chase technically,
Oh,
right?
0% chance.
Which we know that's not going to happen. Let me see if the Pirates have been eliminated. Nope, still out there.
Like how?
I know.
How?
I know. So, JT, can you remember what was your record? Can you remember what you said the Pirates would be at the end of the year?
Yeah, this year.
I'm
That's
asking.
last year.
No, I'm asking you. What did you predict?
I don't even remember. It was so long ago.
Okay.
How many games have they played so far?
Well, they're 57 and 75. So
132.
Okay.
They played 132 games, right? I can't remember from 130 games ago. I don't.
If I had to guess what I said, I would say I said that they would win 80 games.
I think we just did how many wins. Like,
Yeah,
is it going to be
yeah,
70 or over?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
We'll
believe
have to look it up.
everything's
I think
recorded.
I think I said 60 games.
I think I said more than that.
I
believe
think I said 80 games.
Yeah,
if I
you're
can
way
remember.
off.
So that would be. Let me see. They will have to win 23 games.
Think they can do it?
No. No, if I say 80 games, no, I don't believe that they can do it. One thing I did want to talk about, fellas, if you could pull it up, Ken, I have it right in front of me. And JT, if you need to look at it, I could share my iPad with you here. I wanted a projection for Pitt football.
For what?
For number of wins.
So from us.
I'd have to look
Yeah.
at the schedule.
Okay, let's go through it real quick. Okay, this is Duquesne. Well, I need it.
W.
So, okay, yep, 1. Central Michigan, another win, right?
Where's it at?
At Pittsburgh. West Virginia. Okay, Louisville. In Pittsburgh.
Well, what did you say about West Virginia?
I say no.
It's at West Virginia.
It's at West Virginia.
I say long.
And then we have Louisville.
I think that's a loss.
I'm giving Pitt a win. Boston College. I'm giving Pitt a win. Florida State. In Florida State, I'm giving Pitt a loss. Syracuse. In Syracuse, even though I think it'll be tough, I'm giving Pitt a win. North Carolina State at home, I'm giving Pitt a win. So that's 6. Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech, I don't feel good about that.
Wait, you skipped 2 games.
Did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
NC
did.
State, and then November 1st would be at Stanford.
Okay, NC State, I'll say a win.
Mm-hmm.
Stanford, I'll say a loss. Notre Dame here in Pittsburgh, I'll say a loss. Pittsburgh at Georgia Tech, I'll say a loss. And Miami at, 4-game losing streak, I'll say a loss. So if I did it right, did I count 7 wins? 3, 4, 5, 6. Did I miscount?
No, I think you're right. I have them 5 and 7.
5 and 7. So I did miscount. You have 12 games. I have 13 games.
Only 12 games.
Okay. I'm going 6 and 6 then. You're going 6 and 6.
Yep.
And you're going
5 and 7.
You're going 5 and 7.
Yeah.
And I really, be honest with you, I want to see what Pitt put build.
That does not set the stage for the rest of the year.
Yeah, it does for me.
Against Duquesne?
Like I said, I want to see what they do. You got to remember, seeing Pitt lose games, they were supposed to blow people out.
Yep.
So, and really don't know the talent on this team. So, really get to see, these players in these skill positions. Then I'll be more. I think
if they don't
record.
If they don't come out and blow out Duquesne, I would be worried.
That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
If they don't come out and blow them out, I would be a little bit concerned. I did want to note that Devonshire, forgetting his first name. I'm sorry.
For the Ravens.
Yeah, he got cut.
Oh, did he?
Unfortunately, yeah, he
From
did.
Aliquippa.
Yeah, he got cut. So I hope he lands
I think
somewhere.
it's MJ
Devonshire. That's it. Yeah. Played for Pitt.
I'm
He
glad
did get
you brought
cut.
that up.
Yeah.
And we'll get the rest of them when we go around the NFL here shortly as well.
Wow. Haven't talked about the FedEx Cup.
Yeah, well, let's talk about it now.
Yes.
Tommy Fleetwood.
Finally. You know
gets a
why?
win.
You know why he won? Because we mentioned last week he hasn't won.
Everybody.
Yeah, and we said Scotty Scheffler, right?
Yeah, we did say Scotty.
We said, I mean, we came in here last week saying Scotty is the man, and we didn't mention it, but we were on the verge of saying he's in the Tiger Woods tier. We were on the verge.
We didn't say it.
We didn't say it,
We
but
said
it was in the back of our
should
mind.
the conversation be had.
Four tournaments, being up coming into the last hole, losing it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he got this one.
I am too.
I hope that this gets that pressure off of him a little bit, where he now can just go out and play golf and try to put together some wins, because he is one hell of a golfer. But he breaks under pressure.
Now,
he's similar to me.
Scotty was
right. He's similar to me. As soon as I get in a pressure situation,
it matters.
I terrible.
Pressure breaks pipes, right?
Yeah,
it matters. So I was watching that tournament, and I think
is that a Tomlinism?
Maybe
it sounds like pressure breaks pipes.
Yeah. But I think Tomlin got that from somebody else. Yeah. So it wasn't an original, but it was a remake. All right. So I think it was the 17th hole, was it, where he went in the water?
That was the day before.
No, it was
Tommy
Sunday.
Fleetwood?
No.
Oh, Scheffler. Oh, okay.
Scheffler. Yeah. I mean, he was 2 strokes behind. I think it was 17-15. Fleetwood was minus 17. Scheffler was minus 15.
Because he double bogeyed.
He double bogeyed. It was a par 3.
Yeah.
It was a par 3. He hit the ball in the water, double bogey, and it was pretty much done from that standpoint, which is uncharacteristic, Ken, of Scotty Scheffler. You talk about pressure. This is the guy who's known to have ice in his veins, basically.
Ice. Yep.
And he got humbled during the FedEx Cup.
But where did you see Tommy? I mean, Scotty Scheffler losing it.
I just told you.
No, I mean that's where he really lost it, but lost it on the greens. He missed a lot of putts,
Yeah.
6, 7, 8 feet that it's usually routine for him.
It has been routine for him, but even his like his second shots were off. Like I felt like everything was a little off for him.
Yeah.
It wasn't as clean and crisp as some of his other wins, some of his other rounds have been. Whereas you're seeing him kind of scrambling a lot more. Even day one, day two, he was scrambling a lot. He was still in there and still competing. But like you said, even getting on the green, it's like his confidence was lost by the time he got to the green.
And they make it a lot harder to score in these majors. And I'm just glad, like you said, I'm happy that Tommy Fleetwood won. And whatchamacallit had every chance in the world to win Patrick Cantlay.
Mm-hmm.
He had every chance in the world to win. And he would holes, then would like just fall apart. And Rory McIlroy, he wasn't a presence.
Thank the Lord.
Yeah. I mean, it's Robert McIntyre I was impressed with, but he also, his nerves showed too on the final 2 days. Just errors that these guys.
Yeah.
I mean,
did they name the Ryder Cup yet? The players from the
players?
I know that's coming up.
I don't think they have.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't know if they named. I don't know if they named the captain's picks yet. But I think it's pretty much set in stone.
The players
that have automatically made it. I think it's the captain's picks they're waiting for.
Let me see if I could look it up real quick.
Let's say something. Let's play golf today.
Okay.
And I got to give my buddy Kurt Molzette a shout out. Gentleman, good friend from North Hills. We played today. We played up at Grandview.
Okay.
And we were pretty tight coming in. And Kurt, if you're out there, you're more than welcome to call in. The guy had some amazing recovery shots. Just when you thought he was in a bad position, he just would make a great shot. I shot 87.
Okay.
He
Good
shot
score.
86.
Okay.
And it came down to last because we're golfing, played 1, 2, 3. Then there were these ladies in front of us, and they could not hit the ball out of their way. I mean, like literally 2 tee shots. One lady took 2 tee shots, and each tee shot went 10 yards to the left without even leaving the tee box.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there like, oh, this is going to be long. So we actually jumped in front of them. So we didn't play number 4. That's the one that goes, the hill used to be a par 5.
You didn't play it at all?
Well, we came back and played it.
Okay.
And he had a 5 on that hole. And I went out of bounds on my first shot. But the second shot, I hit a beautiful shot right to the top of the hill.
It was a beautiful day for golf.
Oh man, but and my buddy Albo and played with us too.
It was a little windy today, though.
Kurt, congratulations. I'm saying it here. I'm saying it now, but I'm coming back for you.
Oh, I thought you won. Shot 87. He shot 88.
No, he shot 86. I shot 87.
Okay. Heard 80.
Only 88. You might have been hearing about his fire move.
All right, got you. All right, so we asked about the Ryder Cup. So the team.
Did you do?
None. You didn't show up
because we got like 10 minutes, fellas. So we need to get this in here. So yeah, the Ryder Cup, the teams will be announced on Wednesday. So I'm glad we brought that up.
Keep an eye out.
How many players top what make it automatically?
6.
Is it a top 6?
Well, each team has 6, or is it 12?
And they have to pick them.
I thought it was 8 players make it automatically, and then there's 4 captains picks.
So we'll find that out. Right. But we have
it's a 12-man squad. You get 6 captains picks, and then the top 6.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk about the Steelers' number 2 wide receiver position. We've been talking about this since last year. Okay. I'm trying to remember. We've been talking about this for so long. I'm trying to remember why this was an issue in the first place, and I know why it was an issue in the first place. Deontay Johnson demanded a trade, and as a result of DJ, who just got cut by the Cleveland Browns, and he's been on like 5 squads within the last year. That's how it opened up, because Deontay Johnson went to Carolina on a trade. And ever since then, we've been talking about who is Brandon
Johnson.
No, from San Fran.
Brandon Ayuk.
Ayuk.
Who he was out all last year.
Yeah.
And he'll be back projected week 6 of this year.
Yeah, so that didn't work out. He got a new deal in San Francisco. So we went basically with Vance Jefferson, I think his name was. He wasn't a true number 2.
Boy, he showed out this preseason.
Did he?
Ooh, yeah.
With who?
With Tennessee.
Okay, good for him.
Yeah.
And when given the chance last year, I think he did pretty well.
He did what he needed to do.
He did okay.
But that's part of the quarterback play.
Yeah, but he did okay as a 4th wide receiver. Okay, not as a number 2, not even as a number 3. I don't think. I think he did okay as if he were a number 4 on the team last year.
So you had George Pickens.
Yeah.
Calvin Austin III.
Yeah.
So who was 3 and 4? Mike Williams.
Calvin Austin III was really number 3.
So who was number 2?
We didn't have a number 2.
Well, I'm just saying.
Vance
Jefferson played well enough that he had more receptions and more yards and touchdowns than Mike Williams.
It still wasn't good. Mike Williams was only here for a hamstring.
But he still should. I think he showed that, but they couldn't get him the ball. I'm just curious.
Well, he was. I mean, the amount of routes he ran compared to his stats, right? It was. He ran. I mean, first off, he was on the field. Don't quote me on this number, but almost 90% of the time on the offensive side.
Jefferson?
Yes.
Okay.
So he ran a lot of ghost routes, right? Where he wasn't getting targeted. He finished last year with 24 receptions with 40 targets for 2.
Which is horrible.
Horrible for a number 2.
Yeah.
For that many routes.
That's why I said he was really like a number 4.
But of those 16 targets.
But it doesn't matter. There's a reason you don't get targeted.
Well, somebody's the number 2 on that team. I mean, whether we agree or not, somebody's the number 2.
It wasn't a number 2. It's just like
Calvin Austin was the number 2.
It was just like some teams might not have a number 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
Some teams might not have a number 1.
Well, I disagree.
Well, that's their first option at wide receiver. You are a number 1 when it comes down to your reads and your.
Let me think of a team that might not have a number 1. Seriously, think about it. Think about it. Who's number 1 for Cleveland?
Jerry Jeudy. Then Chris Tillman.
Is he a true number 1? I don't have the stats, but is Jerry Jeudy?
I mean,
really a true number 1?
Yeah, well, let's say it depends. It depends on who's quarterback.
He came from Denver, but he never really got it going.
I mean, you could
Russell Wilson.
You could put me in as a quarterback, but am I really a quarterback, or am I just holding a seat?
Jerry Jeudy last year had 90 targets on 90 receptions on 145 targets for 1,200. Let me finish. 90 receptions on 145 targets for 1,229 yards.
So that's good.
Yes.
So that's good.
Cedric Tillman's quite a bit below.
Okay, so
he didn't really.
I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. Maybe it's Chicago. I don't know. But my point is, you can have a position where you hold the title, but is really not.
I would probably say the only team that really didn't have a clear-cut number 1.
Yeah.
And it was because of the quarterback play. But when he came back was Carolina, because when they sat Bryce Young down.
Okay.
And Bryce Young came back, he started lighting it up, numbers-wise.
Yeah.
That's the Carolina is probably the one team that I would say didn't have a clear-cut number.
Okay.
Or New England.
Okay, well, you're making my point. All right, so the Steelers number 2 still need a number 2, right? The name that's been thrown out there as of late has been Jakobi Meyers,
Well,
and he's with the Raiders right now.
he requested a trade, but at the same time, I'll tell you what, you might think I'm crazy, but a lot of people have agreed with me. Roman Wilson
Yeah.
is starting to I mean, I've seen little flashes of a little bit of AB in him. Like after, I'm just saying, I'm talking about once he gets his hands on the ball. You can say what you want to.
Yeah,
That's
I would love
I'm,
him to
I'm
be
just
that.
saying
Yeah,
flashes.
yeah.
Flashes.
I said it a couple episodes ago, but I think Roman Wilson's going to have a blow up year. I think he's going to have a very, very good year. I do know for the potential trade for or with the Raiders, I do know that it was reported that there was a phone call made to the Raiders to discuss a potential trade, and team who called wanted Raiders to pick up a chunk of the $11 million contract. And Raiders said no, and also noted that he's not on the market right now.
To get Jakobi Meyers at $11 million a year is a steal.
Still, but the Raiders have to be open to trading him right now.
Nothing wrong with asking, fellas. Nothing wrong with asking.
No.
I don't. Is that us that were asking about taking the chunk
they
of it?
wouldn't say who it was, but it did sound like a Steelers type of conversation, right?
Keep in for sure. Now, keep in mind also, there's supposed to be interest from the Steelers, Vikings, and Jets as well. I thought there was another team, and this is per Diana Rossini.
Right.
And let me say this too, fellas. If this number 2 wide receiver position has been going on since Deontay Johnson left, there's a lot of validity to it. Roman Wilson, that you mentioned, JT, everything that I'm hearing and seeing, he's been getting better, but he still wouldn't fit the number 2 position.
Well, you got to get him on the field in the regular season, and then you got to get Aaron Rodgers on the field in the regular season. And if you have this guy playing at a high level, and you have Calvin Austin III, whose speed is unmatched in people's secondary, you're not going to be able to. And then you have Jonnu Smith. Now you're bringing him into the mix, along with DK Metcalf. You're not going to have the amount of
there's a mismatch
bodies on the field to double cover anybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and Jonnu
because you
Smith
can't double 3 people.
Not at all.
Yep. Absolutely.
Not at all.
Well, I'll tell you what, fellas. Here's the deal. If the Steelers don't pick up another wide receiver, there's only one person on the field you don't, and that's DK Metcalf. Right?
No.
Jonnu.
I'm telling you.
Jonnu
what's
Smith.
going to happen.
Even Calvin Austin, if he gets behind you,
you're
and
done.
Aaron Rodgers has any amount of time, like I said, they're going to have to watch these Steeler wide receivers and tight ends. They're going to have to be honest. So you're not going to be able to. But wait a minute. Now the DBs aren't going to be able to play as close to the line of scrimmage.
The only thing I'm saying, JT, the only person you're going to double is DK. Period.
Okay.
Now, what you do, you might play, keep everything in front of you from a Calvin Austin standpoint, but you're not going to double Calvin Austin III. You're not going to double a Roman Wilson. There's only one person, even Jonnu Smith.
Not to start the year. You're not going to. That's not the game plan.
No.
But there's not enough defensive players.
Thank you.
To double multiple people, right? Now, if you have a tight end like Jonnu and Freiermuth, Jonnu last year had 88 receptions and 884 yards. He can run a 4.4, right? I mean, he's a monster.
And we're
tell me, okay, but
hold on. Let me get this in. We're right at 8:00, everyone. So what we're gonna do, as you can see, we're not done. So we're gonna run this into overtime a little bit, so we can make sure we finish up. Everything.
I think this is an excellent topic. And you tell me, what linebacker is going to watch Jonnu Smith?
None.
Yeah,
none. So you put a safety on him, but you're still not doubling Jonnu Smith. So what? Let me tell you,
who's going to be over the top once Calvin Austin gets
So really, what's going to happen? Okay, that I see from a defensive standpoint. Okay, you take somebody like the Ravens. Okay, that normally have a good defense. What they're going to do? They're going to take their best defensive secondary person. Okay, and maybe put that person on, just say Calvin Austin, and they're going to double DK Metcalf.
Well, it just depends on
Okay.
what kind of defense they're running. Yeah, I mean, if they're running,
For the most part,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. That's the type of scheme that the Steelers should expect if they don't get a bona fide number 2 wide receiver.
And see, here's what else. That's when your running backs become relevant, real relevant,
Like
catching the ball out of the backfield.
Kenneth Gainwell,
Yeah.
Kenneth
who-
Gainwell was excellent
who
in
is
Philadelphia.
who is a
doing that.
hybrid running back wide receiver, who has been playing a hybrid running back wide receiver in camp, has been
Jaylen
running
Warren.
with the wide receivers as well.
All right. So,
Jaylen Warren.
and then if it's still all this talk about the Steelers picking up a number 2 wide receiver, that's what the Steelers
So-
are looking to do.
But okay, I wanted to make this point as well. The Raiders just went out and signed
Amari Cooper.
Amari Cooper. Okay. So they just signed Amari Cooper, has been sitting on the free agency list, right? All off season. The day that Jakobi Meyers comes out and says he wants a trade,
Yeah.
right? So they're clearly Jakobi Meyers is probably not playing for the Raiders this year. I think as a Steelers,
And we don't care what they say.
yeah, I don't care what they
They're
say.
just
either.
trying to increase, they're just trying to increase the market
Yeah, it's
value.
supply demand, right?
They're going to say, "Oh, we're not going to trade
Myers for
Myers
and pick up his contract, right?
Exactly."
I could see the Steelers saying, pick up half his contract and we'll send you a 7th round pick or something, right? Probably not going to happen. But, for Jakobi Meyers last year had 129 targets, 87 catches for over 1,000 yards, over 11 yards per average reception. He is a bona fide number 2. He is a bona fide
And that's
number
what I'm
2.
saying.
Yep.
What the Steelers need.
Exactly what they need.
Okay.
Just like if you imagine, like T. Higgins, would he be a number 2 on any other team?
Be a number 1.
He'd be a number 1. Yeah, he just can't stay healthy. Yeah,
healthy.
totally different point. We're not going there.
I know, but I'm just
like I think of like a Josh Downs, right? Like someone like him, he's a good number 2. T. Higgins, excellent number 2. We need that back, right?
Okay. So what we'll do,
And
and
AB,
we're
Mike
into
Wallace,
overtime, everyone, with the
Emmanuel
show,
Sanders.
and we do need to go around the NFL, and this takes us right to going around the NFL. Kenny Pickett was just traded.
Who?
Now we're talking about the Raiders
Who?
again.
From Pitt.
Come on, man, we knew that.
Kenny Pickett.
How many teams in 4 years?
You might remember me saying this, and
Man, you were a big time Kenny Pickett fan. So
I was.
But go ahead.
I was.
I was
Absolutely.
too. I wanted
Absolutely.
him to do well.
But my point is, you might remember me saying this. He lost me when he demanded a trade, when he refused to compete, when Russell Wilson was picked up.
Yeah.
And
now he's sending the backup Geno Smith.
And I said that he would be a career backup. So
you did, yeah.
he lost me once he took that particular stand.
I told you from the beginning that he was junk.
I hoped he did well in Pittsburgh. I
Yeah.
really hope he did. Like when we drafted him, I hope he was able to do well. But his attitude and lack of humility, and
you know where his attitude came from? Winning the ACC.
But that's college.
Yeah, but I'm just trying to say
he was always
when they won the ACC.
Coach's kid too.
That's where his ego bolstered.
Well, shame on him.
Okay.
Shame on him.
Well, some people take it and use it to drive you, and some people take it as a, something that they feel like they deserve something, right? Some people use it to drive them. They want to win more. They want to be better.
That's like a different position, but that's like a Jalen Warren.
Yeah, like an entitled. Some people
Trey
use it as an
Hendrickson,
entitlement.
Cincinnati, finally got his deal.
But he got extension. I mean, he got more money on this deal this year.
So it's only 1 year.
It's only 1 year,
and that's fine. But they got the deal done, right? So that defense needs a lot of help in Cincinnati.
They went from an F to a D-. What you're saying?
Yeah,
but
they should have signed him a long time ago.
Yeah, what they should have did is not place the franchise tag on T. Higgins, and
they should have
gave him the money,
and
then used the franchise tag for basically what they're getting.
They got
more money now.
T. Higgins got a new deal.
He deserves it. Yeah,
T. Higgins got a new deal.
Yes,
and Trey Hendrickson should have got
Hendrickson
should have got a new deal a long time ago.
Long time ago.
Long time. Now he's going to risk going onto the field and having a soft tissue injury. Okay. Same thing with Parsons down in Dallas, Micah Parsons. I'm not sure what they're doing.
But
I don't think he's touching the field unless he gets a new deal. But what?
No, he won't.
But what?
He won't.
Jerry.
That's what I'm saying. But the thing is, I don't think he deserves more than the non-quarterback.
Sure, but
TJ Watt. You're saying you don't think he deserves to be the highest paid?
Who, Michael Parsons?
Yeah.
No, he wants to be the highest paid player, even more so than quarterbacks.
I didn't hear that.
Well,
I didn't
the
hear
fact that
whatsoever.
Jerry Jones is refusing to even talk to his agent,
right,
and is saying we don't need your agent to do business, and is requiring Micah Parsons to talk one-on-one through this,
and he's been talking to him on the
field,
field.
Slap in the face. In my perspective, if I was that player, and I know it's much easier said than done, I would say, no, you talk to my agent. That's why they're there. And he wants to say, this is how he did it with Emmett. This is how he did it with him and him. No.
He'll sign. No. Okay, but he shouldn't have to go through all of this to get the deal. He will sign. He will be the highest.
What he wants is like $37 million a year guaranteed money for probably 3 or 4 years. That's what he wants. That's
no.
I'm just saying.
No, he wants more than that.
But what I'm saying though is, I'm just using it as he wants everything guaranteed. That's just the way he's acting. That's the way Michael Parsons.
I didn't know he wanted everything guaranteed, did he?
Yeah, I don't know the details.
That's what he was requesting.
I don't know the details. I never known the details to come out.
Who's the highest paid player in the NFL?
Non-quarterback?
Non-quarterback.
TJ Watt.
For 3 years. He signed a 3-year deal, right? And isn't that what I said before? Remember we were talking about it? I said, why is everybody talking about 4 and 5 years?
Yeah.
Just sign him for 3 years. Or 2 years.
Well, there's a little bit different with Micah though, because a player should want to sign a 2-year deal. Right. Because then you're re-upping again in 2 years. If you're betting on yourself.
Hold on, not necessarily. Not necessarily.
So if they would have gave TJ Watt 2 years.
Well, he's older.
70. I'm just saying.
That's what I'm talking about, Ken.
Older. But what I'm saying,
hold on. If you're 25 years old, a 2-year deal is cool. But if you're 34 years old, you don't want to sign like Cam Hayward.
No.
You don't want to sign a 2-year deal.
I'm not talking about Cam Hayward.
Well, for Micah's age, you need to sign a
long-term deal.
Depends. It depends.
No, if you're young, you don't want to.
Yeah,
you want short-term when you're young. So you could get paid as many times as possible.
Right. But the thing is, though, when you're young and you screw yourself. If you, like you said, something happens and you get hurt,
then
you don't hold the negotiating power anymore.
Correct.
If he signs a 2-year deal and he gets first game, he tears his Achilles. Now your negotiating power has gone way down.
Say that again.
Say for instance, like you said, younger players, they want smaller year deals. Like smaller, right?
So 2-year deals for more money, but shorter deals.
I would say a 3-year deal, but go ahead.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying though is, say he gets to week 15 or 16, tears his Achilles.
Yeah.
Now he's out for the rest of the season, and then he's out for the next season. So he has no negotiating power whatsoever, even though they got to pay him.
I disagree with that.
I think that's just
I disagree with that.
That's the part where you have to, Micah does have injury. Right? And TJ does have injury risk. Myles Garrett does have injury risk.
You know why?
But
the way they go at playing the game, they put it all on the field.
It's about who you are, right? It's about who you are. Everybody can't do that, JT. Some people will be in a bad place based on the scenario you said. Now, the top players won't. If you take a look at Dak Prescott, right? That's what happened to Dak Prescott. He was playing into the last year of his deal. He had a major injury.
Yep.
But when he came back, he still got top dollar because he was a top tier player.
Right.
Okay, so Micah, he could sign a 3-year deal, go out and tear his ACL, and when it's time for him to come back, he's still going to get paid.
And that's also why players don't. They typically renegotiate before the end of
Season, present
the season before their contract is
Right,
up,
right.
right? So they'll never. You rarely see like these big
Right.
players play on 1 year,
Right.
like when they have 1 year left on their deal. They like TJ Watt has 1 deal left or 1 year left. He wants to re up now because yes, if something happens, he gets hurt, then his value goes
Yeah.
down.
It all, if you're a top tier player, you could get away with playing on short term deals like
Sure.
Darrell Revis.
I was getting ready to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Darrell did from Aliquippa, may I say,
Oh, well,
from my hometown.
I thought you were from.
I'm straight from Quip. No doubt about
He's
it.
from Plum. Everybody.
But my point is, when you're an elite player, you can do those
I agree.
things. Everybody can't do that, But yeah, back to Micah Parsons. That deal should have been done again. Once it does get done, they're going to risk him going out and having a soft tissue injury. That's what happened to Darrell Revis as well. Once he got his deal done, unfortunately, he got injured and missed a number of games.
Yeah, but like for instance, Dak Prescott, $50 million a year.
Yeah,
Is he worth $50 million? No.
but he's getting paid market value.
So,
Darrell
He
Revis.
is.
Darrell
Yes.
Revis over his career, he played 9 seasons. Career earnings $124 million.
Yeah.
the 1 year,
That's awesome.
1 year, 1 year when he signed with Tampa Bay.
Hey, he signed a 6-year, $96 million deal.
And
After
and
60
Yeah,
and,
but with no guaranteed money.
Mhm.
and just to go back even farther in history, his uncle, Sean Gilbert, okay, he sat out the whole year and came back and got paid. So again, when you talk about elite players, the situation is totally different.
Yep.
So Micah Parsons is an elite player. He should try to get paid as many times as possible before he surpass 30 years old or before he surpass his peak.
What is Trey
If it's
Hendrickson,
33.
31?
Let me see.
I would have to look that up. Yeah, I know he's
Yeah, let us know as you look that up. What else is going on across the NFL? Texas
He's
running back.
30 years old. He's going to be 31 in December.
Right. So that's why. No.
So
see,
now
he
he wants a long year deal if
Right.
he could, but he didn't sign one.
That's why he wants guaranteed money.
They all want the
They all want the
money.
guaranteed.
Yeah.
I don't
I'm just
blame him
saying,
for
I mean,
that.
that's
Yeah.
why- that's why he's not been practicing because
Oh yeah.
they said okay, but at the same time, they need that man. That man led the NFL.
They need that man plus some.
17 sacks.
Just
Yes.
to go back to Dak Prescott before we talk about Houston and Joe Mixon, Zach, he's actually making $60 million on average per year. So again, even though he got hurt, he still got paid.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right.
So
So
good would Dak be without CeeDee Lamb? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
well,
I
you
mean,
can
I'm
say
just
that
saying-
for all of them. You could say that for all of them.
no, we could have said okay.
They all need wide receivers.
right.
know,
but
I
I'm
mean,
saying-
how good was George Pickens with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields
Right.
and Kenny Pickett?
Yeah.
Now he has Dak.
how
How good's he going to be
how,
now?
how good
Boy,
was
did a
Ben
lot better. He did a lot
Roethlisberger?
better with those guys than he did with Kenny Pickett.
How
Right.
good was Ben Roethlisberger when he had AB? I mean, you need players. You need players.
Man,
Yeah. All right. So Texans running back Joe Mixon won't be activated from the non-football
least 4
injury
games.
list.
what happened there?
Okay, making
That's
him
foot.
hold on 1 minute, making him ineligible to play at least the first 4 games this season due to an ankle injury.
Football injury. That's what I'm asking. Does anybody speculate what happened with him?
No,
Jump off a building and land
I-
on one leg?
well, keep in mind last year he did have the foot ankle injury as well. I don't know for sure.
And we're in overtime,
yeah, I
everyone.
thought I
But he
heard.
came back and balled out in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Soul Take is in overtime. Go ahead, Kim.
I was done.
Okay.
Yeah, I just don't know if it was. I thought I heard it was like training or something like that, like football related, but wasn't in the season or during practice or anything like that.
So, ask you how you feel about this team, New England.
They're on the come up. I'll tell you that much. Trayvon Henderson, Drake May, their wide receiver they just got. The one thing I did see is they just dumped their former first round pick Cole Strange, their offensive lineman. Just got rid of him, but they're on the come up. I think they have a good coaching staff.
I mean, how many wins did they have last year? 5?
I don't even. They even have that.
I mean, I thought they were like 6-11. Yeah, they were.
I'm not impressed with the Patriots. I think they will be better than last
4
year.
and 13.
4 and 13.
But here's the thing.
So, I mean, I think they have no choice but to be better than 4 and 13.
What's his name? What was the coach last year? OJ Mayo?
No.
They brought in what's his name last year?
Who, the Patriots?
Yeah.
It was my
yeah, his name isn't OJ.
What is it?
Jared Mayo. Gerard Mayo.
Gerard.
But I'm just saying he could not communicate with his players. He was hated in the locker room. And I think people were going more. I'm serious. I just think they didn't want to play for him no more. So they kind of lost the locker room themselves. That's what I believe.
Yeah.
Because
I think
they were high on him.
I just think exactly. I think they didn't give him a chance. Is basically what I feel. I mean, they got rid of Bill Belichick.
Yeah, but
to bring him in, I mean, you have to give a coach unless things are just.
But like I said, it was all reported that nobody wanted to play for him. And he had lost the locker room.
Sometimes that happens. So you get rid of the players. You get rid of the players. You bring in the players that do want to play for you.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was the same thing with what's his name? I think was probably one of the best coaches for the Browns in ages. Was had the guys doing the little doing like what is it called?
Bill Belichick.
No,
best coach of the Browns.
No, what are they like? When you do like they were coming to his house to do like event. What was his name?
Sleepovers.
Kevin
Stefanski.
No.
What are you asking?
What are you trying to say here?
But he was the same way. He actually had the Browns moving up, but then
You're saying a coach no one liked
because what he was doing.
What was he black?
No, wasn't black.
Okay. Because I'm trying to think of the black coach that they had that was the head coach. I forget his name.
Who, Romeo? Was it Romeo?
Well, they had Romeo and they had another one as well. I didn't know if you were talking about the one I can't think of the name. But go ahead. You're not
Hugh
talking
Jackson.
About Hugh Jackson.
Yeah, no. This
Freddie Kitchens.
No.
Greg Williams.
Yeah.
Nope. After Greg.
Mike Patine.
They had so many.
Yeah, I mean, I'm reading them up. Pat Shermer.
Okay. While you looked that up, JT, Silo Sanders got cut from Tampa Bay.
Mangini.
Okay.
Mangini had the Cleveland Browns actually going in the right direction.
Okay.
But the stuff that he was making players do, he was making them do like but I'm just saying, he lost his locker room.
Here's what you do in those situations, and then what
do you do with your superstars?
Well, Myles Garrett, you got to please Myles Garrett.
But Myles Garrett wasn't even around. I don't even know if he was born.
Okay. Yeah, but we're talking New England anyway, New England and Cleveland. My point is
2009,
whoever is your top tier player on your team, he has to like you, period. And I'm not sure what happened in New England, but it appears to me Mayo got a bad deal because he didn't have an opportunity. You can't put things in place in 1 year, period. Okay. But we'll move on. Silo Sanders let go from Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
He was with the Canadian Football League.
Did he get picked up?
He got who earned the rights to him?
I don't know.
Yeah, one of the Canadian Football Leagues got the rights to him.
Okay.
But
he was cut after he was ejected from a game after throwing a punch
Right.
in the game. He was ejected, and then they cut him.
Seems like they were going to cut him anyway.
Seems like it. I
Yeah.
mean, yeah, he play in the NFL? I'm not so sure, but yeah, he's not an NFL player at this time.
One thing about the Steelers we didn't talk about is Eric Harmon. I'm glad to see that was not a serious injury.
It was close.
Yeah. So what I'm hearing is that he might miss anywhere between 1 and 3 games, because it's a knee sprain, right?
Right.
And it's supposed to be about a month. So the Steelers' last game was what date was it? August. That was last
23rd or 22nd.
That was last Thursday. So
21st.
Okay. So the next game, I'm trying to see how many days in between that game and the Jets game. So 9 games in August.
So it's the 4th, 5th,
and
6th,
7
7th.
games. So 16 days.
30.
And another 14. 10. So yeah, he'll probably come back maybe the game before the bye week.
I think our bye week is week 5.
Yeah, I think it's week 5 as well. So maybe he'll make it back before the bye, or the Steelers might just decide to keep him out and bring him back after the bye. So we need to continue to watch what's going on.
So should they entertain putting him on IR for the first games?
Sure. Sure. Designated to return. Okay.
Bring in somebody else?
Anything else before we wrap up, fellas?
Yeah, I just want to say
the NFL?
congratulations to Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift.
Oh my God!
If we didn't go the entire episode of bringing it up, congratulations.
Their engagement.
People don't know what you're talking about.
I know. They got engaged. They announced their engagement today.
So
Miss Taylor Swift latching on to
I like that
Travis Kelce's success.
Yeah, I like that. Both ways. They make each other better. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
10 times what he's worth.
They'll get sick and tired of each other.
Well, I think it's worth a try.
But
anyway, did CoCo win?
She's winning. I think she won the first 2 sets.
Okay, dude. Before we wrap up,
wait a minute. You forgot. Congratulations.
Who?
Squad. Paul Zeiss outing.
Oh, that was last week. We don't talk about last week.
That was Saturday. Western PA Bruins. Paul Zeiss, another amazing. I want to give you a shout out for another amazing golf outing you put together at Hannistown Country Club this past Saturday. It supported his Western PA Bruins girls AAU basketball team, where they have generated over $30 million. I think it's $30 million or $130 million in scholarships for these young ladies that have came through his program. So big shout out to Paul Zeiss and John Tate. You guys do a great job every year on this outing. Oh, and by the way, we're tied for first place, Kev, at 17 under.
Okay.
At Hannistown Country Club. And I got to tell you, my boys, Curtis Gill, Eric, 2 for 2, Mike Thomas, and your boy JT. 17 other. This kid, Derek.
But you didn't win.
We won. We tied for first place. But they went to the.
He came in second.
They went to the car. But you know who we were playing?
I know.
Do you know who Brandon Grimley is?
Yeah.
We were playing 4 PGA professionals.
You held your own.
Yes, we did.
You held your own. Excellent.
Well, don't you want to say congratulations?
I told you congratulations, man. You want me to say it publicly?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's shady.
Thank you, Ken.
Yeah.
It's not
shady.
as though we were playing.
Wow. He doesn't show up whenever I need him to show up.
Yeah. All right. So we need to finish this up. I'm not sure how many people stuck around for this overtime of Soul Tape.
This is the best part of the show.
Yeah. So we mentioned Deontay Johnson was cut by the Browns, which I kind of thought that would happen. Did we miss anybody else as far as across the NFL?
No.
I'm getting sick and tired of these guys talking about trading Slick Nick Herbig.
Oh yeah.
Why does
don't.
everybody continue?
Yeah, we are not. I mean, either way, keep an eye out. Whippeal football starting. Last week it started.
Blackhawk.
I mentioned that was week 0 for high school
Yeah,
football.
there were some ballers out there. So happy to start talking about that next week.
Seattle cut Marquez Valdez
Scantling. Yeah.
Okay, and he has connections to Aaron Rodgers, so everyone should.
He's not coming here.
You never know.
Just like what's his name was supposed to be coming, Christian Watson, and
he would be like another Mike Williams.
And Cleveland again. They actually cut their kicker, their veteran kicker. Dustin Hopkins.
Did pretty well for me last year.
And let me see.
They also put their all reigning. Never mind. Their all-star quarterback on. I think it's not able to perform. Deshaun Watson.
Hall of Fame son, Tariq Owens, was actually cut by San Francisco,
yeah,
as well. Let me see as I scroll through the information, see if anything stands out here.
The one young man, and his brother played. His brother passed away, and Beaver. How he did.
Pac-Man?
No, it's like his last. I think his last name was like Pack, or brother passed away.
I don't.
They did a big huge special one. I was wondering how he's doing.
Giants cut Tommy DeVito.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, they kept Jackson Dart, Russell Wilson, and
he's going to be a star.
What's your boy's name?
Jameis Winston. Jameis.
All right, let's wrap this up, fellas. It is 8:28 Eastern Standard Time. We just completed overtime. 30 seconds, JT, to wrap things up.
Well, first of all, I want to say it's glad to be back. I'm happy to be back. I missed it. I missed it so much that I want to go till 9:00. But like I always say, always check on your loved ones. Especially the older ones. Be a difference maker in this world. Because I'm so tired of seeing negativity, and we can't thank you enough for listening and just the numbers going up. So God bless, and God willing, see you and talk to you next week.
Excellent. Ken?
Yeah, no, thank you again. Thank you for everyone who follows. It's been incredible. The season's about to start, so stay tuned.
It's almost time.
Lock in, subscribe. I also forgot to mention the Pittsburgh Penguins are bringing back the Hall of Fame. They will be announcing it they did announce it, and October 25th they are revealing the Pittsburgh Penguins Hall of Fame.
Nice.
So keep an eye out for that. I will bring additional details. Thanks all for listening.
Excellent. Thanks again, everyone, for joining us this week. I'm not sure if you heard a portion of the program or all of the program, but as long as you listen or watch, we appreciate it very much. And keep in mind, we are back here tomorrow for fantasy football fireside chat. Will be from 6 to 8 p.m. I'm not the expert. I'll be listening more than talking. JT and Ken, they're the experts. So hopefully they'll be able to educate me as far as what's going on, because I need to do well in our fantasy football draft that we are having. Also, keep your eyes out and ears open for Pittsburgh's DSEN Pick'em League in the NFL, okay, where you pick is not based on the spread or anything. You pick straight up, and you can win prizes and everything through ESPN. So Pittsburgh's DSEN will have a league. So we're going to go ahead and sign off. Yeah. And we do hope that you can join us tomorrow for Fantasy Football Fireside Chat. And please continue to listen to everything we have going on here at Pittsburgh's DSEN. Everyone, take care.
God bless you.